I'm John Mercure. Welcome to Focus on the Falls. I love this episode every year. We're talking Youth Art Month, why the arts are important, why art is important, and we have some really cool people sitting at the table with us in this beautiful room here at Ben Franklin Elementary School. I'll start down on the end. Quinn Elliot, a teacher at the elementary level, is sitting next to Emma Dunckel. Thank you so much for being with us. It's good to see you guys. Next to Emma is Lilly Richardson and Kelli McCalligan from the middle school. Thank you for being here. And then right next to me is Gottemoller and Cori Goyner from the high school. It's so good to see all of you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I'm going to start on the end, and I'm going to start with you, Quinn. I want to start with a broad question. When people ask you why art is important and more than just something fun, what do you tell them about why art is important?
Art is very important, especially at the younger elementary age, because students have an opportunity to have options with making their own choices for creativity, and they get to learn processes that are really important as you get onto middle school and high school level. So they get a chance to learn through making mistakes and trying new and different things. So they have a lot more options than just math, reading, where you do all the same stuff, all the same processes in the classroom. You get an opportunity to do things on your own and experiment with things.
Emma, I want to ask you a couple questions about that. So, did Mr. Elliot teach you art?
Yes.
Was he your art teacher?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's just us in this room. You could tell me the truth. What kind of teacher is he?
A good teacher.
Yeah? Are you sure?
Yeah.
What is it about art that you love?
I like how you can make a ton of different things and put a lot of different kinds of colors, and it's cool to see what the finished product turns out like.
Is it rewarding when you start something and then you see it all come together?
Yeah, when I see something, when my artwork, when it's finally done, I feel more accomplished.
That's so cool. So what's your favorite kind of art to create? What do you like to use to create your favorite kind of art?
I like to use markers or colored pencils, because markers you can see it better, and then sometimes with colored pencils you can shade things and make them different colors.
Okay, so Emma's in 5th grade. Next to Emma is 7th grader Lilly. Lilly, when you think about art and all the other things you get to do at school at the same time, what role does art play in letting you have a great school experience?
I think art is I look forward to that class because I know that I can do the things that I like. There's things that I know that I'm good at in that class. I feel like myself when I'm in art.
Yeah, you feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
So same question that I asked Emma, what sort of art is your favorite sort of art to create?
I like to just sketch just with a pencil, or otherwise I like paints. I like watercolors and acrylics.
So do you have a cool sketchbook?
Yeah, I have quite a few.
When you're at home and school's not involved, is art a nice way for you to be creative and to spend time?
Yeah, totally. I do it a lot, just drawing stuff or painting. It's stuff that I do in my free time.
Did you also have Mr. Elliot?
No, I had I had a lot of art teachers in elementary school.
Okay, because you were at the other 2 schools in our
Yeah.
district. How rewarding is it when you see your kids really create something and really get into something and really succeed, Kelli?
Oh, I love it. So middle school is super fun because you still have a lot of the creativity and the play from elementary school, but all of a sudden these middle schoolers just have some wicked skills with them too. Mm-hmm. So they have this really nice artwork that they create. The quality is great, and they are still exploring their interests, still exploring lots of different materials, and it just makes me so happy to see all the cool artwork that comes out of it.
So when you hear the conversations, Kelli, and they haven't taken place really in our district, but sometimes nationally, about how art needs to take a back burner and we're worried about resources for art, what's your response to that?
I think art is one of the best places to have creative problem-solving opportunities and to apply a lot of our knowledge from other classes, other content areas, and bring them to a real-life experience. And I think it's absolutely not on the table to even talk about taking art away.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's for sure. It's too important to have that conversation. So we're sitting with these pencils, and I asked all of you as we sat down, oh, do you guys have lots of pencils at home? And you were like, oh my God, your eyes lit up like you have a billion pencils. You teach art. Do you also create art?
Yeah, not as much as I would love to, but I have a whole bunch of art materials. I like to always practice with materials before I teach any of the lessons to our students, just so that I can keep my art skills up to par. I always like exploring new art material combinations, making sure that we're integrating all the neat stuff that's being modernized in art as well.
Now, Katie, you're a senior. You're at the other end of your educational journey here in the Falls. Let me start with, what's your favorite kind of art to create?
I really like oil pastels and oil paint.
Man, that's not easy. So when did you know that art was a thing that you really liked and that you were pretty good at?
I've kind of been creating art like my whole life because my mom is also really creative, so it's always kind of been a part of my life.
If someone asked you to tell them why art at the high school level is important, what would you tell them?
I feel like in high school you can really explore like deeper meanings in art, like not so much technical skill and stuff. And there's like a lot of room for exploration at the high school because they have a lot of classes, so you can like explore new materials and then like make your own meaning in art.
Yeah. Cori, as you get the kids and they're further along in their educational journey here in Menomonee Falls, what role does art play in making sure they have a great experience in our district?
I think just kind of the variety and seeing them grow too. Luckily, even, seeing, I've known Katie since she was a freshman, and then just watching her and seeing her as a senior, it's just amazing that the growth that they make. And just kind of identifying with themselves and becoming their own person, like she said, exploring and kind of finding their own voice.
It seems to me that art is about creating, but it's also about problem solving, right? Mm-hmm. It's learning how to get past certain things. It's learning how to work through a thought or a process. Can you talk about problem solving when it comes to art?
Right. I mean, every project is unique, and so not one is the same. Even if you're technically doing the same thing, you're designing, creating, and putting your own spin on it. And so even in a critique yesterday, the students talked about how they love seeing other people's ideas because they would have never thought of that. And so I think building on that, human creativity is something that can't be replaced by technology, and so it's really important to kind of exercise that muscle.
Katie, you're almost done here in the Falls. What are you going to do next? Where are you going?
I don't know where I'm going yet. I still have to make that decision, but I know I want to go to school for art. So
that's really cool. So that was kind of my question, actually. I didn't ask it very good. What role will art play in your life as you move forward from here?
I definitely want to pursue an art career. I've been thinking about illustration, and I'm definitely going to continue just making art outside of a career because I really enjoy it.
How rewarding is it, Cori, when you hear a student say, yeah, that's going to be part of my future, not just I do it on Saturdays while I'm waiting to change the laundry, but that it could be part of my life moving forward like a career?
It's great, and just hearing even things like I want to be a teacher or an art therapist or different things that, that's really exciting. And I have students too that they know they're not going in the arts, but they're like, I need this. And, just to kind of for life, kind of as an outlet as they move on.
Kelli, have you had students that have gone on and art is part of what they do for a living?
So actually my first group of 8th graders are seniors this year, so I'm like right on the cusp there.
Okay, so you're getting ready to be there.
So Katie's right on track to helping me have that record, but this is going to be my first year to see how many students that I used to have are going on to do some art-related things with their lives.
That's really cool. So did you have Katie when she was a younger student?
I did. She used to draw this little character, and I still find it drawn on random surfaces in the middle school art room. I'm always like, oh, Katie's still here with me.
Yeah. Oh, there's Katie. I recognize that.
Yeah.
You've been here for quite a while, Quinn. How rewarding is it when you see kids go from being little artists to growing and their skill set growing and then them carrying that into whatever they do next?
It's pretty amazing to see and to know they're also in good hands when they move on to the middle school and high school level. That's the most important thing, is as a staff, we really are cohesive with how we take care of those artists as they go through. I know once they get into middle school and high school, art isn't always as available in a scheduling situation. So kids that have a love for it always have an opportunity to find their way back to it. It's the best part is to see when they get older, go to the art show at the end of the year, and then the senior show. That's really neat, where you get to see the career path that they're going to be choosing and to see what their end product was. And that's when I look back, and when you're at this age and all the way through, is kind of see that progress, who they develop and become throughout our whole system.
What does art teach kids?
It teaches them problem solving, and it teaches them how to trust themselves with decisions they make. It also teaches them that if they find a way through making mistakes and finding other ways to collaborate with other people and to explore what's going on in their community with other artists or other things, I think it gets them to be a better kind of community person.
Emma, is art work? Is it fun? How would you describe how you feel when you're making something?
I feel happy when I do it and confident because like after I see the finished product, I feel accomplished and like happy, and when I'm doing it, I feel happy.
How do you come up with an idea? I'm not really creative, and so I'm so jealous when I see the cool stuff that comes out of your guys' brains. How do you come up with an idea?
Yeah, so I like think of in my head about like what I could do and like maybe different colors I could use, or like what shapes I could use, and then put that idea onto a piece of paper.
Do you ever start to create something and you're like, no, I don't really like that, and you get rid of it?
Sometimes I try to fix it, like if I made a mistake.
Yeah, or you can maybe start one way and then you go a different direction. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, maybe I'll try this instead.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a lot of art stuff at home?
Yeah. I have like a lot of like colored pencils, markers, and like sketchbooks.
So Lilly, it won't be that long and you'll be in high school. Will you continue to have art be part of what's important to you?
Yes, of course.
Tell me about why. Why does art matter?
I think it's just been part of my life for so long, I just can't imagine like giving it up. I feel like it just holds such a place in my heart that I don't imagine not doing it.
Did you know when you were little that, wow, this is really fun and I'm pretty good at this?
Yeah, I did.
How did you realize that I could really do this more often?
One of my art teachers in elementary school, she told me that I was good and that like I've always remembered that. I've kept it with me for a while.
So a question for the teachers. Quinn, when you hear that, what she just said, I had a teacher that really made a difference for me and told me that I was good at this. What does that mean to you?
Well, that's what I call a paycheck. As a teacher, the hear that from some student that you worked with, that they know at a young age that they are doing something really well. That's pretty neat to hear, especially as they get older, because you get an opportunity to. You might not know it. I know, for example, I have like almost 700 kids I teach in a week, so there's a lot of students that we come in contact with, and so to hear that from 1 out of 700 is pretty cool. It's a really wonderful moment.
Kelly, the same question for you. When you hear that and you work with Lilly, when you hear a kid say that, what does that do to you as an educator?
Oh, it just keeps me going. It makes me want to continue to come up with great new projects for our students. It makes me want to continue to have great one-on-one interactions with them, especially when we're looking at our own artwork, reviewing it, talking about our art, becoming better artists. It really makes me want to continue to have those great touch points with students so that we can continue to grow.
Cori, what's the most rewarding part about teaching art?
I think kind of just what you said, touching people's lives and watching them grow and be part of their experience. In high school, we could be with them for a few years, and yeah, when you hear someone going into the arts, or even if this is just their safe space to be in, and just how thankful they are, that's everything.
I want to ask you, students, about your art being displayed. So it's going to be at the library, which is so cool. That's so awesome. Everybody in town can come and see it. It's there, I think, through March 19th. What does it mean, Emma, to know that your stuff is there displayed for everybody in Menomonee Falls to come see?
I like how people can see my artwork because it has like different colors, and I like to feel like good when people like see it.
Will you go see it at the library?
Yeah.
That's cool. Lilly, I saw your eyes light up when I mentioned that the stuff's on display at the library. How proud does it make you to know that that happens?
It makes me very proud just to know that like my art teacher believes in me and that other people will get to see like my work. It makes me feel very accomplished.
Do you know what work of yours is at the library?
I think it's my pop art project, right? Yeah.
So describe that. What does it look like?
It's like a 4-foot can.
Oh my gosh, that's big.
It's an energy drink. It's in a Lonnie can. It's big. It's purple. And
Is it a can like made out of
Yeah.
aluminum?
No,
Or
it's
is it
made out
something
of
you made
cardboard,
out of
tape, and paint. But it's really big.
Are your parents going to let you put that big thing in your house when
I hope
it's done
so.
at the library?
I hope so. Yeah, it's really cool.
Tell Dad to get the golf clubs out in the garage because I got to make room for the big can in the house. Katie, the same question. The library, your stuff at the library. How cool is it to know that you're recognized like that?
It feels really good because I feel like proud of myself, and I really like seeing it in like an exhibit like that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, we're proud of you too. What you guys do is so cool. It's fun. It's important. It's such great stuff. Cori, what's it like to know that the district makes sure that we recognize kids and their creative side?
I think that's really important. You know, it just validates the kids and their work and all their effort, and so I think that's really important. And then for the community to see what's going on as well.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing that we do that. Kelly, is it important that we recognize when kids aren't just really great on the athletic field or get a perfect SAT score, but that if they're creative, that is just as important?
Absolutely. We always talk about building our process, building our product in art, and I feel like when we have opportunities for students to display their art and to be able to talk about all the hard work that they put into something, even if it's not sports or other academics related, it's a really important moment for students.
So stuff's going to be at the library through March 19th. It's very, very cool. It's actually a public reception that the community can go to. You can check it out. And before the 19th, you can go to the library and see it. 150 works on display. I love this every single year. My kids always had stuff there. I still have it at home somewhere. I don't know. My wife insists on putting it up in the den, but it's there. And I love it, and it's so important. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us and talk about art and for what you do for our community, because you all make it a brighter place with what you create. I'm John Mercure. This has been Focus on the Falls.